Good morning. I'm calling the Board of Supervisors meeting for December 5th, 2017 to order. And what I'd like to ask the supervisors that we add to the agenda an emergency item that's going to be shared by our sheriff today. So we need a motion to add that to the agenda.
Second.
Got a first and a second. Okay. Okay. Free to Foy. Okay. Please vote. Okay, and that is approved, and I'd like to call the sheriff to the podium.
Mr. Chair, members of the board, Mr. Powers, Jeff Dean, Sheriff. I'm here before you as the Sheriff and Director of Office of Emergency Services. At 11 o'clock last night, I signed the emergency declaration, and I'm asking that your board ratify that. And I'll defer to our county council for the proper verbiage to approve an emergency declaration. Cities of Santa Paula and Ventura have also approved an emergency declaration.
Thank you, Sheriff. Motion? Second. Okay, let's please vote. Okay. Then I'd like, thank you, Sheriff. Any additional information you might want to share with us at this time?
Well, a lot of you see it in the news. I know Chief Lorenzen has been up all night out, and we've been out there together. Mr. Powers came out. Supervisor Long was out in her areas. We've sent out evacuation notifications to about 40,000 people. We have about 700 or 800 in the Red Cross evacuating site at the fairgrounds. And the fire is continuing. I can tell you, it is, it's the worst thing I've ever seen. It's bad up there driving around Ventura and Ojai about 3 or 4 o'clock this morning, and it was, the devastation is amazing. The firefighters are out there. The fire traveled so fast. Supervisor Long was with us in Santa Paula at, I don't know, it was 9 o'clock, I believe, something like that. And in the blink of an eye, it was in Ojai. And the devastation has just been horrific on what's going on out there. Hundreds of firefighters, I think. Kevin, what are you up to? Over 500 firefighters. There was a briefing this morning, and hopefully the air assets will be able to get out there. But the winds are projected to continue, upwards of 40 miles an hour up in the canyons. So we're not really sure how this is going to go. So
we have, what, about 45,000 acres that have burned in the...
Yeah, I believe that's what the last the last announcement by fire was. So it's a dynamic, ongoing incident. The firefighters are out there doing everything we can. We have about 100 sheriff's personnel, along with our Highway Patrol, Ventura Police Department, Santa Paula Police Department, coordinating evacuations as best we can. I couldn't even estimate a loss of housing yet, maybe 150 to 250. Who knows what it's going to be like.
That's
we
right.
have no confirmed loss of life, thank God, at this point.
That's right.
We'll see what happens up in the canyons with daybreak and sunup as we go up there and continue to work on that.
And we want to thank you and your personnel and the firefighters for doing the finest work you can find. You're the best. We appreciate it tremendously. And we all have relatives. I have relatives too. Over my uncle lives right about maybe a half a mile from Stecco Park, and I had my niece over in Ojai and relatives here in Ventura, and we've all been affected by this.
I think we're all going to find, I have probably 5 members of the department that have already lost their homes.
Yeah.
We're going to have many members of the county family and just
That's
people around the community that
Yeah.
are going to suffer a devastating loss here. And they'll need all of us to be there in support of them, which I know all of you certainly will.
And I understand Supervisor Bennett is out there trying to save his home, and
He's been up
Yeah.
in his neighborhood, house by house, all night long up there.
Michael Powers had to evacuate last night about midnight. I called him last night, so.
I think what's really important is that we help with the communication.
That's
And
right.
to make sure that we spread the word about readyventuracounty.org.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that I know we are all getting contacted, friends and family, and that's the best way to get the information, most
And
up to date.
It's in my notes, and I'm a little blurry-eyed, so I forgot. Thank you.
No, we're
And-
supportive, right?
And
We
Sheriff
work
is-
together as a team.
And for people that haven't signed up for VC Alert, which is the mail-out system, you can go online,
Right.
sign up for VC Alert, and we'll send those out. And we also used the emergency cellular system to notify people in the middle of the night.
And-
So there's plenty of ways to get the information, just need people to get on there.
And
take a
it
look.
works, because I got my alert last night, too.
Right,
It
and
works.
what is also very kind, and I want to make sure you guys all know, is that many of the supervisors from Sonoma and the fire up north have been contacting us and sharing the information to make sure that we communicate with our constituents so that people know what's going on. That is very valuable. So if everyone can help with readyventura.org, I really do appreciate it, and I appreciate all the time and effort our sheriff and our fire departments and all those that are helping with this.
Yeah,
So thank you.
And we
tremendously.
encourage people to stay out of the area. It was actually pretty good considering what kind of looky-loos you get. Sun comes up, everybody wants to look, but that doesn't help the firefighters, and it can really endanger lives.
Thank you, Sheriff. So what I'd like to share at this time is that we're going to continue for the rest of the folks in the public, all the items on today's agenda to December the 12th. And it's going to be the same time for the time certains, and everything that we have on schedule today is going to be rescheduled or continued, till December the 12th. And Mike, you'd like to say anything? Because I understand we have some people that like to speak. If we have any speakers, it'll be 1 minute, if anybody would like to speak at this time.
And,
Go ahead,
Supervisor Zaragoza, I just want to thank our first responders. This has just been so traumatic and changing people's lives. I know I had a staff member lose his entire apartment building, Damon, and just finding themselves, basically homeless and without things. But thank God, the lives are being saved, and that really is the most important. I know we still have a ways to go, and we just all have to give our thoughts and prayers to the families of people who are losing their homes and are threatened, and our thanks to the firefighters out there and our sheriffs and others that are out there, and tremendous response from all over the state. But this is just something totally unseen before in terms of the fast speeds of the fire, and
right.
it just has been very devastating to our county. I wish you all the best.
So, Michael?
Thank you, Chair Zaragoza, Supervisors. So, yeah, I was able to witness last night our firefighters in action, our own from around the state, and it's just amazing what they do and how coordinated they are and how brave they are going into very difficult, intense situations that are rapidly changing at an instant's notice. And the sheriff, I went to the evacuation center at the fairgrounds, and that's a lot to coordinate.
That's
You know,
right.
hundreds and hundreds of people, animals, horses, dogs, and cats. I mean, you name it, everything trying to coordinate that there. And Vista Del Mar. We lost Vista Del Mar, so they're coordinating that as well. So in the midst of all this, we have wonderful, as you say, first responders out there. And the county family is rallying around. And that's where we're strongest. And so just thank you all for looking out for each other and your community. Thank you.
And we need a motion to continue this, all these items to the December 12th.
All motion.
Second, and
Okay.
it just, we want to be able to give those in the county family an opportunity to go back home and help protect their properties and work with their
And,
families instead of being at the board.
Thank you. I don't have any cards. We do have? We're going to vote, okay. Okay, we're going to continue the item, and I don't have any speakers for...
No, we're done.
So, okay, not so, again, please keep everybody in your prayers, and Thank you, and we're adjourned again until December the 12th. Thank you.
Mike, if there's anything, let us know.